time for me to read Abby Jimenez's Say You'll Remember Me book. This has been one of my most anticipated reads. I just know that I'm going to eat it up, and I'm so excited to share this experience with you guys. So welcome to my reading vlog. So basically, I did get started with this book a few days ago, and I have been eating it up. I am in love with the story so far, and I just have not wanted to put it down. I probably could have finished this in one sitting if it wasn't up to me kind of like updating the vlog. I'm so excited. First and foremost, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like the video. If you do, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming content, specifically spring content. I'm trying my very best to get back into the groove of posting consistently and posting varied content besides you know, like bookish content. I want to do a little bit more homey lifestyle-y, yeah, that's the one, lifestyle-y type of vlogs. Guys, check out this bouquet arrangement. I don't want to call it a bouquet, but this floral arrangement that my sister did. Isn't it just so stunning? As real flowers for the springtime. She literally used one of our like cereal bowls and put that like sea foam. It's like a earthly organics foam. I don't know what she calls it. It's a living foam type of green thing. Anyway, yeah, she put that foam thing so that way she would be able to stick all of these florals in there. So gorgeous. All of the pinks and whatnot. Look at that. I'm trying to have it. Hide my face, but yeah, just a bunch of like, it feels like a wildflower kind of thing. Carnations, roses, mums, chrysanthemums, and different little filler type of flowers and whatnot. Just gorgeous for this season. Okay, but yeah, oh my goodness. So you guys, Say You'll Remember Me, let me tell you what I've read thus far, okay? So Xavier and Samantha have met. They've met up. So as I was saying in my like spring bucket list, which you should totally check out if you haven't already, Samantha comes into the office, the vet's office, and my battery is dying. Let's change it. Y'all, I almost just crashed my camera so bad. Like the thing was gonna take a nosedive with my lens. Oh my god. I was like, whoa! Unbelievable. Okay. You guys know that saying or that movie, There Will Be Oil, the one with Daniel Day-Lewis? But yeah, there will be spoilers. Sorry, but this is not a spoiler-free vlog. You know one thing, though, I'm not even sure where I left off because I had to change the battery pack. But I heard a few negative things about the book, not even anything that I really know. I just know that it was a negative spin as far as what some booktubers were saying, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to be influenced, so I'm giving myself a chance to really just enjoy the book. But just to quickly fill you guys in, Samantha, who owns this sweet kitten, goes to see this vet named Xavier. He's handsome and brooding, and he's the main lead, and so is she. She's the main girl. The main female character. FMC. I think it was a female main character. I don't know. Anyway, so Samantha, she goes in to see this guy, and you know, she wants some help with this cat. Basically, the issue is that the poor kitty does not have a proper opening for waste and fecal matter to come out, so the cat does not have an appropriate butt, as I was saying in the spring bucket list. Yeah, so basically the kitty does not have a proper opening, as I was saying. And, you know, the vet is like, you know, really take it out of its misery, euthanize the cat. I'm so sick and tired of seeing people come in and out of my practice and being so careless and cavalier with all of these precious animals. For example, there was a perfectly healthy dog, which I believe is the dog on the cover here. Wow, it does not want to focus today. That's crazy. Okay, we're having a problem. Okay, whatever. This dog here that was completely out of focus. The owner came to the vet, and the owner was perfectly healthy. The owner is a dog. The owner, you know, said that the dog was perfectly healthy and she wanted to euthanize it. And the vet is like, Xavier is like, why would we want to do that? So he has a problem with the way that people are so, you know, hot and cold about animals and just kind of don't care about their lives. You know, you can just tell that Abby really loves animals the way that she's writing it. So as I was saying, Samantha comes in with her little kitty with a problem that needs surgery. The vet, Xavier, says, you know, just euthanize the dang cat. I don't have to see you again, and put the cat out of its misery. It's only going to end terribly for him. It's only going to end badly for the cat. You know, it's going to get infected, it's going to be in pain, and the cat will die. Like, what are you doing, right? And she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. You know, I'm going to find a way to raise the funds online. People are very generous and very caring. He's like, you're right. He's like a misanthrope, you know, thinking that humans are not all that and that, you know, people couldn't be so compassionate and merciful towards other living beings like animals. So she proves him wrong. She raises the funds and, you know, the cat has a surgery and things go positively there. When she goes back for somewhat of a secondary visit with this doctor, he, you know, in the inner monologue of it all, he's found her extremely gorgeous, extremely attractive, and he just straight up asks her out on a date and she accepts. And then, as I was saying, they go on this like adopt a puppy cruise as their first date, and it's like the perfect sunshiny day out at the lake, and I believe they're like up in like, you know, where the Great Lakes would be, so Minnesota area, and it's just dripping with that beautiful like water in your nose from swimming so long kind of day of like summer pretty much. So that's the best way I could explain it. It's just like a perfect crisp fresh day, and he's super considerate and they just are getting along so well. The banter and the conversations are not very shallow, and they just like each other. I don't particularly see an insta-lovey kind of thing with this particular story, but, you know, I see that, you know, people are attracted to each other. They have a connection, a magnetic kind of thing going on. So I'm happy with that so far. And then later on, because Xavier didn't want the date to end, they go off to this kind of like arcade place, Top Golf, thinking like mini golf kind of thing, escape rooms, arcade, lava lamps are available. You need tickets, like a grown-up Chuck E. Cheese, right? So they go there, and that date is extremely fun. They end up getting locked in this escape room overnight, and they're haunted by that song, Come On Eileen, Come On Eileen, da, 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 da. Anyway, it's just like a running joke, which kind of comes back to haunt them later on in the story. I'm gonna stop here and I'll update you guys in a little while, but we're gonna have a lot of fun today. I'm so excited to finish this book and to see exactly what could possibly be wrong with the story that everybody seems to have a negative edge to it. So like, I'm looking for it. Sometimes I do that. When I'm reading for a book, I'm like, what exactly is the problem? I want to give it that negative, I don't want to give it that negative thing, but I'm looking for things to criticize it, to critique it, since, you know, I do somewhat decent-ish book reviews and whatnot. But yes, as I said, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you guys want to see more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll go ahead and read right now. Another super quick thing before I get back into reading that I really like with the audiobook and of course the book is the different perspectives that you get. So even if it'll be Samantha's chapter or Xavier's chapter, I don't think I've ever experienced this in an audiobook before, but if Samantha's, you know, if it's Samantha's chapter or something, she will be narrating her moments, and then if the guy is speaking, it's not that, you know, the audiobook narrator for Samantha narrates his parts or whatever. She doesn't speak his parts. The audiobook narrator for Xavier narrates his parts. So it's kind of like a little bit more immersive, a little bit more like a play. It really kind of keeps you locked in. So you get their voices and their tones throughout the entire thing, because, you know, the guy, sometimes if he's like narrating the audiobook, he'll do the voices for all the female characters and everybody else in the book. And then the same thing with a girl, she'll do just like Emily Henry, for, you know, Julia Wayland. She's a really great narrator and she's quite like lauded, I feel like, and people would recognize her immediately, right? She does a good job for like the scruffy, you know, guy's voice or whatever. If you ever, you know, get to a point of the book where it's like the guy's time to speak, she does a good job and she keeps you clued in, you know, like locked in or whatnot. But I really like this perspective for this particular book because they are going back and forth with the people, the narrators for Xavier and Samantha. I hope that makes sense.
Need someone to hold my horses, yeah, 'cause I go fast, yeah, I go hard, wanna find some peace, so I pray to God to find a way to fix it all.
Okay, you guys, so I'm at the part where they are still on their first date and the guy finds out something about her. I don't know. I said that it was going to be spoiler. You know, there will be spoilers. So I'm sorry. If you don't want the spoilers, then I guess, you know, you can't watch this video. But I don't think you mind. Anyway, so they're stuck on their first date in this escape room, spaceship type of room. And pretty much what happens is that, you know, you have to lock your phone in a locker. You have to lock your phone in a locker and you have to try to solve this escape room and figure out how to escape it, whatever. So they won, and Come On Eileen is playing over and over and over again. And it seems like people have just left the arcade. So they have been pretty much barricaded to this one room. They win the game with a few minutes or seconds to spare, and the song Come On Eileen pops on, and you know, it's very victorious. They want to kiss, they want to, you know, it's very happy. And we're thinking that the door will just automatically unlock or somebody will free them, and that does not happen. So they quickly come to find this bad news that they have been stuck, or left behind rather, in this escape room for the night. They're like, oh, surely somebody will see your SUV out in the parking lot. And of course the guy is like, Xavier is like, oh my gosh, you know, there's a bar here and there's a possibility that a lot of people leave their cars here and just Uber home just to be safe drivers or whatever. And she's like, shoot. So and Come On Eileen is just going on a loop and a loop and a loop on a loop, and it just is so funny. Eventually the guy just like has had enough and he rips the wiring for the speaker as well as the wires for the camera, so that way these little twerps the next day won't have the pleasure of replaying their misery. You know, so wrong. So wrong. This girl, she has a flight to catch to California because there's this whole other, you know, deep backstory of her mother having a dementia and having to go back home to see if she can, you know, lend a hand and kind of put like, it's like a all hands on deck. So, you know, she's having this incredible date with this guy and she has to leave in a matter of a few hours. It's like, oh, why did you go on this date with me in the first place? Because I didn't think it would be so great. That is the problem now, isn't it? I am wholeheartedly enjoying the story. We will be going out very soon. I'm gonna head on out and see. Let me see what time it is. It's 1:25. My sister should be here any moment for us to head on out and have a little adventure outside of the house. As I said, that's one of my bucket list things for the springtime, to leave the house just a little bit more. You see, this is why I like stories like this, because it's not only that we focus on the heartfelt romance story that's going on, but we also have this whole underlying thing where this girl, Samantha, is dealing with her family life and how she has to navigate that as well. So her going back to California and having to deal with her mother and her sister and her father is another, you know, special touch to the story. It's not just this whole romance thing, which is of course fun, but it's not all about that. Her mom, as I said, does have dementia. We come to find out that this happened when she was quite young, 54 years old, and you would have thought that this is something that would hit, like this neurodegenerative disease or disorder would hit somebody who's like in their 70s maybe, you know, I don't know. And she had an accident and I guess hit her head one too many times, or it was not like a simple accident as if they ever are, but this one has to deal with like head trauma, right? Like a head injury, and it doesn't particularly help her. And, you know, she eventually found herself not remembering things and things like that, you know, so it's just really absolutely so sad. And then back home, you find that Xavier is like, he's reeling. He's been thinking about this date that he went on with this girl and feels like, oh my gosh, you know, she's the one that got away. So it looks like he hops on a plane and goes off to meet up with her in California. That's how badly he likes her. Now, is that normal? Meaning after one date with somebody, is that something that seems relatable or balanced or like normal behavior? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I just don't know.
Keep calling out the loud for the moon. Am I reaching out for you underground? Am I allowed? But somehow for you and I distress as long as no one asks.
Guys, okay, so we are in downtown Miami in a pretty historic place, Biscayne Boulevard, and we just found the sky view Ferris wheel. We're gonna see if we can get to it. The breeze from the water is coming in and it's very, very pleasant. I can't believe how much of a blue day it actually is because I started the day out with clouds and rain and all of that stuff, you know. Very excited to. I'm waiting for this big boy to get out of the way. So neat. Yeah, I'm super excited to get onto the Skyview. This will be basically my first Ferris wheel ride. Alrighty, let's get to it.
Born over a fault line.
Just saw a huge iguana. Yeah, lots of fun. Welcome to Miami.
High heels in a trailer. If you want it, you should have it.
Ooh, look at that. This looks like the perfect place to back your head in to some rocks. If you were to, like, you know, walk on here like a tight rope walker or like a balance beam kind of thing, one misstep and yeah, your story wouldn't end that well.
Of a tired out complaint. I get in my own way. I get in my own way. I get in my own way.
Guys, okay, I'm by the pier, okay, and what is, oh,
Squirrel!
there it is. Oh, she pointed it out. My sister pointed it out. I'm not showing you guys because I think that's very rude when people show reptiles on YouTube. Like, I don't want to see your lizard. I don't want to see your frog. I don't want to see your iguana. I don't want to see your alligator. I don't want to see, well, alligators are okay. But seriously, oh my gosh, there's an iguana. It literally like freaking flew like a flying monkey, flying gerbil. What do they call those things? It's like, ah, it just flew.
Like the flying squirrel?
Like a flying squirrel. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my gosh, and it's alive. Step back, step back. And yeah, it's just chilling on the rocks here, but it just flew into the ocean and was swimming. Oh my god. Woo. Horrible. I'm just trying to take a nice little leisurely walk here. And oh, looks like there are cruise ships as well all the way out. Can you guys see the tail end of, I don't know if that's Carnival or whatever, but yeah, cruise ships are out and about as well. I'm gonna get out of this sandy area. Sorry for flashing you. Yeah, get out of the sandy area. I now have sand in my little shoes, and yeah, so perfect. But yeah, that was a little disturbing. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing flew. So yeah.
Gossip magazines, holes in both my sneakers. I'm the last one off the train. Pulled by the horizon, by the burning yellow flame. Wanting for an answer to this tired out complaint.
Chapter 15. Xavier.
Don't rock it!
I'm not. It's just swaying from turning. We were at the top of the Ferris wheel on the Santa Monica Pier. Samantha was clinging to me like a wet cat. Why did you want to go if you're scared of heights? I asked, looking down at her, amused.
I'm not scared of heights. I'm scared of falling. I wanted you to get all the iconic Santa Monica experiences.
She said, clutching me. You being terrified is an iconic Santa Monica experience?
Stop.
I laughed. I didn't like that she was scared, but I very much liked that she was hugging me. I didn't really know what the rules were going to be when I got here. Would we pick up where we left off in the escape room, or would we feel awkward? But it was immediately like it had been before. Like we'd known each other forever. Our 20th date. Like the UFO had been a time machine that aged our relationship. I had no idea what I was doing here. It made me feel better that she didn't either.
Okay, we are officially inside the pod. Are we going up in space like those women? Huh? I had to do it. I had to do it. Oh my gosh, it's so fun already. I haven't even gone up, but I'm here with my sister. As you guys, we're moving. We're moving. We're not moving that far because they still have to load up a few more people, I think. Stop the Ferris! So bad. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whoa. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, I used to come here all the time. This game. Oh. Okay. Did that thing just say I love you? Oh my gosh, look at that. Yes, I had to do the nose. This is just how I am. Ow, my ear is starting to hurt a little bit because of my ear thing. But oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. The MacArthur Causeway is over there, I think. My sister is gripping onto the bench that we have. These like wow. That's pretty cool. You can see everything. Wow. I think my mom would really like this. So next time, I'm gonna have to have my other sister and my mom come on up. So everybody has their phone. You can see that the people over there have their phone and they have their phone. I mean, it is the digital age, isn't it? We're suspended. This is crazy. Can you imagine having an emergency up here? Like a movie, Final Destination style, or like, you know, a 911 or whatever.
911, what's your emergency?
So cool. There's like a little amphitheater down there too. Okay, I'm gonna stop babbling and enjoy the views. Like, just like Katy Perry's, like, stop looking into the camera, right? And with her little daisy or whatever, and take in the views. I mean, I'm not in outer space, but you know. Wow, this is so gorgeous. I think I took more views than her, but anyway. It is an air-conditioned cable car. You get to see pretty much all of Miami. It's really cool. It's pretty cool. There's not much to it. I think it's supposed to be about like 8 rotations or whatnot, and I really wanted to do that because obviously in the book you can see that there's a Ferris wheel here. That's one of the dates that the main characters go on, and one of them completely freaks out. Understandably so, because this is a little bit like freaky, you know. But yeah, it's a good time, and I love that the things are air conditioned.
The ocean, and I definitely would have kissed her on this Ferris wheel if she weren't having a panic attack. We swung higher, and the gondola pitched wildly back and forth.
I can't believe this doesn't scare you.
For the record, I will never have a good time if you aren't having a good time. We should plan activities accordingly.
Shh, enjoy your terrifying view.
We swung upward again, and she made a little squeak. I squeezed her. Think about mustard. It'll all be over soon. I felt her laugh in my arms, and I smiled, peering out over the horizon. Her sacrifice wasn't lost on me. The view really was breathtaking. This place was a whole new world. I'd never been anywhere like it. I felt plopped down on a TV set, all these landmarks I'd only ever seen in movies. Enormous long-necked palm trees that lined the streets with mountains looming behind them. The smell of the brine and French fries and the musty scent of the rotting wood of the boardwalk. the ocean stretching as far as the eye can see. It made me feel stimulated. Like my sleepy brain, so used to seeing what it already knew, was kicked into high gear to process it all. These memories would be sharp and embedded. And she would be too. She already was. I glanced down at my date, clinging to me for dear life.
Overall, an enjoyable experience. We're coming to an end. It lasted about like 10 minutes, maybe 10 or so rotations, give or take. Lots of fun. Highly recommend.
But now it happens all the time. I'm back at the starting line. The early years of my life. I'm back at the starting lately, when I'm still watching the actors, what is real that I am following? I have to question everything. Lately, on the trail to understanding, I return to the beginning. I could walk or skate or run, but I am back where I came from. And now it happens all the time. I'm back at the starting line. Yeah, the years of my life. I'm back at the starting line.
Okay, so I just made it to Steak and Shake. If you guys have read the book, one of the outings that the two leads did do, I don't know why I keep calling them leads like they're in like like a TV show or something, but anyway, the female main character and main character, the male main character, Xavier and Samantha, they went off to In-N-Out Burger, and I was like, let me let that little motorcycle pass by. But anyway, I was like, I actually searched, foolish me, I searched In-N-Out Burger, and of course there was nothing in Florida. I was like, what is going on? I know it's very synonymous to, like, you know, California and the West Coast and whatnot, and it's really kind of exclusive to California. I checked Georgia, nothing. I even checked New York. I was like, let me check the entire East Coast, and I didn't recall seeing anything. I've always gotten these three places kind of like confused: Five Guys, In-N-Out, and of course like Steak and Shake. So here in Florida we do have Steak and Shake, and there are not too many, but we did find one, and we're gonna go inside and hopefully enjoy a super quick meal, burger, fries, and a shake, of course.
There's dinner in the yard, out behind the cars. Tonight we're gonna do something different. I will make the things that I know how to make. You will make something more delicious. A sweet potato pie on a flimsy paper plate. Baby, I don't think it gets much better. There isn't much to keep. We lay down. I ain't never felt the kind of love like this before. You took all the worries from my mind. Darling, please forgive me if I stare a little more. I can't look away from those brown eyes. And if we settle down, we don't have to settle down. These Please don't be afraid of all the things that could go wrong. And we can take our time and we may change our mind. But I can tell a good thing when a good thing comes along. Darling, tell me all about the dreams you had last night. You can be so restless in your sleep. I ain't going nowhere, all this feels so very right. When you find good love, it's the one that you should keep. And if we settle down, we don't have to settle down. Please don't be afraid of all the things that could go wrong. That we can take our time and we may change our mind.
I was just listening to this like 2 days ago. Such a delicious meal in there. Very good, very good. It's so cute. There was a family that was ordering something. They got to the part of the shakes or whatnot, and the mom was asking her child if you want Nutella or chocolate, and then they were like, Danella. They want Danella, guys. So cute. Anyway, off to home and off to finishing the rest of the book.
Away from those brown eyes. And if we settle
3 weeks later.
Good morning, you guys. It's been quite a few days actually since our date out in the Santa Monica Pier, aka Biscayne. Doesn't know where she went. Biscayne Boulevard, Bayside, Miami. Whatever. I never go there. I rarely go there. I used to go there quite often actually as a youngin' with my family, but we haven't been in a very long time. But for that particular instance, it was very, very fun because we got to ride the Ferris wheel. We ended up going to Steak and Shake. The meal was so good, guys. It was so much fun. I love any opportunity I get to get out of the house and get the sun on me and breathe fresh oxygen. But we're back home and we're going to finish the final little stretch of this book. Let me give you a little bit of an update as to what I've been reading. Let me just tell you this though. I have almost refused to read this book because I love it so much, like that I don't want it to end. It's like just such a pleasant, fun experience. Like almost every single page is something like enjoyable in there. And I have, once again, I told you guys I was looking out for the negative, the criticism, what I can critique about it. And so far I haven't found anything that has, made it not a 5-star read. So far it is a 5-star read. I love all of her family members, everything, Samantha's family members. I enjoy Xavier's banter and interactions with Samantha. You can tell that he's just practically the perfect guy. And he's very much so, I think people kind of say golden retriever-esque in a sense, like very happy to be with this girl. Like he tells her that he really is into her and everything is just kind of laid out. Everybody has their hearts on their sleeves and are saying it like it is. So just to kind of, update you guys, Samantha, goes on home to deal with her mother. And also, speaking of mothers, I'm hoping that this video comes out on Mother's Day, as it would be quite fitting. But yeah, she goes home to deal with her mother, who is pretty much in the bout of dementia, Alzheimer's, right? And her mom is quite young. She's about like 54 years old. She never thought that, something like this would have happened to her, but because of this head injury, first and foremost from, I believe it was cheerleading, like a head injury trauma to a car accident, she just never recovered. Her memory just got worse and worse and worse. And it's really just, it is what it is at this point. It's like very real that, it's not like some fluke type of thing. So she really does not remember a lot of her immediate memories. So Samantha comes on home and she just realizes the gravity of it all, like taking in that her lovely mom, who's full of life and full of just energy and love to give, is just not the same. And it's really hard to come to grips with that. And I really, once again, love that Abby Jimenez is giving us not just, the romance. This book is dripping with romance. It really is. But it's also giving you that family story, that kind of like B-level story, even though it's kind of like, it feels like it's the main story too. But I feel like the true main story is the relationship that is culminating between Xavier and Samantha. She takes it in how different things are in her life, from her mom to how, you know, her dad is taking it in as well. Like that he is also affected. It's not just about the kids and whatnot. He's losing his wife of some 30 plus years. They've been married. And yeah, so there's that perspective. And then on the flip side of the coin, she's trying to navigate a life without this amazing guy that she just met. And, you know, eventually he flies on over to Los Angeles, California from Minnesota, and they go out on this lovely date that we just experienced, you know, to a certain degree. They just didn't want it to end. It was just picture perfect, fantastic. By the time that he has to leave, a crazy kind of occurrence happens with the mom where she is just very volatile and somewhat violent and just completely confused, wholeheartedly not her fault. Because of Xavier's nature of him being a vet, he just knows how to really stay calm, stay patient, and deal with crisis in a sense, as he sees like all of these abusive dogs and deals with clients and patients and different scenarios like that. Xavier really is the one to calm everybody down in the family. He helps the mom takes medication. I thought this was really clever. There's a scene here where Samantha, her sister, Xavier, and the mom, who was very agitated and very on edge, they're trying to have her take her medication. Xavier comes up with the idea of putting it in shot glasses. Everybody else who's not taking, you know, the medication puts in apple juice. Medication goes in the proper shot glass for the mother. And then they're like, 1, 2, 3. They like kind of gather around her to, you know, have her model that behavior. And they take the drink, and she also takes the medication. Oh, yeah. Something though that I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. Doesn't mean that it's gonna downgrade the book to a 5 stars, from a 5 stars, but the father, Samantha's father, our main character, something's going on. I don't know if he's stepping out on his wife, if he's cheating on his wife, is he being unfaithful or whatnot, but he's kind of been leaving the house at odd times, and the family needs him there, you know? So we're kind of gonna find out exactly what's going on there. I still don't know. So I'll let y'all know as soon as I find out. But yeah, that's the situation that's going on here. Long distance relationships, as she's writing it out, are very, very difficult. But Xavier is like killing himself trying to get back to Samantha. He's working himself ragged, and he's saying that it's totally worth it to be able to see her for 48 hours. So they plan out their schedule accordingly, so that this weekend they have something, that weekend they have a little something to look forward to. But you can tell that Xavier is getting very exhausted, and I hope that this doesn't, like, you know, break them up. There's one line though I do want to tell you guys in the story that I absolutely fell in love with. I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, right? Oh, and by the way, new nails. So random. I just wanted to address that. Still going with the spring vibes. Guys, the next few videos that I'll be filming, I have the fairies, the Encyclopedia of Fairies that I'm working on. I have a Jane Austen video that I'm so excited. I'm working really hard on some of those other videos. And then the Q&A is coming out shortly, so wait for that. It's very silly what I have planned for the Q&A. Once again, if you guys want to leave any questions, you know, down below, I just want to make sure everybody gets a chance, you know. And then that probably will be the last time that I mention the opportunity to ask a question. You can leave me a question on Instagram or here on YouTube. I'm actually working on the Emily Henry book. Everybody seems to be quite excited about this one. We have Kiki in the group. There's like somebody named Moon Bunny, and then Anna as well in the book club. So check it out on Fable if you guys want to join us to read Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. We'll see how it goes. I am plugging my ears to make sure that no one influences my thoughts on this particular story. I digress. So yeah, those are some of the videos that I have planning on the back burner, and definitely check out my recent video of all of the books that I've read for the year. The video is a little lengthy. I don't particularly love when my videos go that long, but sometimes I just feel like, hey, I don't know how else I could do it to be able to talk to you guys about 30 books and concisely as well. So I don't get it. It's like giving about 2 minutes or so per book, because it came up to be an hour, you know? So is it decent, you know? Am I saying too much? Anyway, give or take. But anyways, yeah, there's a particular scene in this story where Abby Jimenez is making it very clear that relationships and connections are super, super important, and I couldn't agree more. There's something in my personal family, what does that even mean? In my family, we're pretty tight, okay? And we have like basic inside jokes or quotes that we always say, like references that no one on earth would understand what the heck we're talking about. And Abby Jimenez kind of addresses that here. As I told you guys, this couple, they were trapped in an escape room earlier in the book. I want to say movie because every time I pick this up, I feel like I'm just turning on the television and I'm like watching a story as I read this. I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. I don't want it to end. But yeah, they were trapped in an escape room, the UFO spaceship escape room, on their first date. And when they were trapped and they won the game, the song Come On Eileen came on, and it's kind of like a running joke because like it was on a loop, driving them crazy for quite some time until the guy Xavier yanked out, you know, the wires of the speaker to just, you know, the sound. So kind of throughout this book, Come On Eileen keeps popping up, and it's like they stare at each other. It's like no one understands that joke except for Xavier, Samantha, and the reader. So it's like, it's really funny. It's like like you just like are really just, you know, you're in on it. So that's kind of what I wanted to say, but I want to find that part here really quickly. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop the camera so I don't. Okay, I found it. Okay, so it's on page 135 of this edition. I adore that there are no Reese's Book Club nor Oprah Book Club stamps on it. I don't, you know, that's fine, that whatever, that they are there, but there should be options for a reader to purchase a book without it being there. You know what I mean? Anyway, so on page 135, I'm just going to read a little bit of it just so you guys can know about this whole witness to your life kind of thing, this inside joke, this like tight relationship that is super important in, you know, like almost all of the interactions that you want that are worthwhile and meaningful. I hope that kind of makes sense. So I think it was Xavier. Okay, here's Samantha saying this. And I'll also probably clue in some of the audiobooks so that way I'm not here reading. I thought dementia was something that happened to old people, she said. There was a laundry list of things that I worried about for my mom. Breast cancer, arthritis, really crappy menopause. At no point was dementia on my radar. What's the prognosis? She gave me a one-shoulder shrug. She can live with it for years, decades even. It's not the dementia that kills you. It's the falls, the infections, the malnutrition. She's young and her body is strong, so that's good. She doesn't have any other health conditions. She wanted to stay at home. That was really important to her. She paused. You know what I realized through all of this? What? She gazed at me. That there's nothing more beautiful than being a witness to someone's life. To know them inside and out and be with them through everything. Share the same memories. Memories are everything. I want that.
A witness to your life?
Yeah. I want someone who knows everything there is to know about me, and I want to know everything about them. I want to be able to say one out-of-context comment to someone, and they get what it means, and they laugh, and it's just some stupid joke from like 11 years ago that means nothing to anyone else.
The corner of my lip twitched up. Like, come on, Eileen.
Yes.
She jabbed a finger at me.
Come on, Eileen is exactly it. I want a lifetime of that. I want to be able to talk about my family, and they know what I mean without me having to go back into the backstory. To just say, Tristan, and they nod and roll their eyes. I want someone who knows all my petty vendettas, and they honor them, no matter how out of pocket they are.
So, mustard stuff. She laughed. Then her smile fell a little.
You can't fake that kind of thing. It's the result of a parallel life. A shared collection of experiences, like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger as it goes. And then you get to a point where you're so far in, you can never replace that person. Not really. No one else can ever be the same kind of witness because you've lived through so much. It really is a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Her eyes went a little sad.
Can you imagine losing that? One memory at a time?
I peered at her quietly. No, I can't.
I think that you guys totally get that connection that she's talking about, which I absolutely love. And I was like, yes, this is probably my favorite line so far in the book. I was like, oh my gosh, couldn't relate more. But so far, again, this book is just so beautifully written. The prose, if I could say that, is just so lovely, and it's so easy to read, and the audio narrators, the voice guys, are very, very good, and I'm having such a good old time with it so far. It is a 5-star read, and I can't wait. It's like a little bit of a suspense to see how exactly are they going to work it out, because it seems so difficult. Xavier has his life in Minnesota with this new veterinary this new vet clinic, you know, in Minnesota that he just spot, he would be completely upside down with the mortgage and all of the stuff that he spent to try to liquidate that or sell it off. And then of course Samantha says that she's never leaving, California, because she's already missed so much time with her family and especially with her mom. So it doesn't seem like she's gonna budge there. You know what I mean? So the way that I see it, I predict maybe possibly Xavier will have to figure it out in some regard to move to California. I don't know how this is all gonna end, and it's got us very like in suspense a little bit, like because of this whole long distance relationship. It's really well written out, and I can feel the exhaustion on both parties, like they want to be with each other and they care about each other so much, and they just fit so perfectly like a little puzzle. Yeah, and they just found their person. It's just so sweet. The dialogue is amazing, the scenery is perfect, the setting, the conversations are substantive, I can never say that word, and they're important to have. And so far I'm enjoying this book so much. Okay, let's go ahead and finish it up. I forgot to mention to you guys that Xavier, he's had a very tough childhood with quite abusive parents actually, and they reemerge in his life as an adult, and that's like his kryptonite in a sense. It's like what gives him a little bit of a dent into his armor, I suppose, his calm, cool nature. He becomes entirely and totally anxious and like a child again. Like he's like, it's huge trauma. So that's something that is brought up in the story. Well written. These people are quite selfish, narcissistic, abusive, and just this horrible, awful people are reintroduced into his life, and they're very gaslighty, lamp gassing them, and they're just unpleasant people, and they have been reintroduced into the story. And once again, that's like Abby Jimenez's public safety announcement type of thing that she does, where she weaves in the mental health issues or the psychological anomalies or conversations into her works, and I think she's doing it quite well. Yeah, it was a very uncomfortable conversation to hear between Xavier and his mother. It's like, like as if they did absolutely nothing wrong. So that's something to also keep in mind when reading this book. But yeah, somehow Miss Jimenez is doing her thing oh so well. I'm on page, I believe, 185, and I have just about this much left of the story, so I'm hoping that I can wrap this up so that way this can be out to you guys on Mother's Day, which is coming up very soon. Oh guys, my bad, I'm not on page 185. I am way further than that. I just left my bookmark there because I had to go back to find different pages for the audiobook and to show you guys, so I just stuck the bookmark there. Let me see. Oh my, I'm way farther. You guys, if you know anything about the viral video, that was pretty funny. It was this crazy thing. Okay, I'll let you in on it. So this horrible man left his poor little dog in 100+ degree temperature, car. He locked the dog in with a little tiny little crack on a hot day. And Xavier went and broke into this guy's vehicle, and the guy, comes out of the supermarket or wherever. He's like, "Oh my gosh, my car, what did you do? Like, you didn't have to break the window." And then they have a whole conversation like, "Your dog was suffering from heat exhaustion." And then Samantha's there. It's like, "He just saved your dog's life. You're welcome." He's like, "Oh, I don't need that." The guy is pretty much a pig. He doesn't deserve to be a pet owner, okay? And he just drove off and the police officer came. You got a ticket for it. He drove off without his dog. So Xavier and Samantha pretty much have adopted yet another animal. It is very cute. This whole thing was recorded by eyewitnesses, and Samantha, was recording it, and she's like, "We're gonna make you go viral." But it was kind of funny the way it was all written. Very modern book. A very modern book, which will be a nice reprieve in a sense, even though I'm enjoying it so much. It'll be a nice reprieve to hear how Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet interact with each other, and things like that. So anyway, I'm pretty much I see something crazy. Somebody's crying. Anyway, I'm pretty much on the 260th page, give or take. So about chapter 33. So even less from what I said earlier. There we go. Oh, we're almost done. Oh, I just gotta lock in. My sister keeps saying, "You're not saying hone with an N like Nancy, you're saying home in, with an M, homing device." I'll never get those words right. Oh my god. gosh, guys. So this is the kind of like, it's just so simple. I don't know. Sometimes you just need a simple writing. But this is pretty much the viral video and how it is written out on the page. Samantha and Xavier finding out that there's the viral video, and here's what it is. It was the parking lot earlier. The caption read, "Hot veterinarian saves dog. Hashtag Glendale. Hashtag animal rescue. Hashtag thirst trap." I let the video play. It was a total hero montage. Xavier breaking the window and lifting the pug from the car. His arms looked great. He's all serious and devastatingly handsome. His jawline like a paid actor. Then he's got the water and he's doing his cool down thing. The cameraman was really good, getting all the angles. The dog's coming out of it. I'm in the background on the phone with 911. The cops are pulling up. It pans to when the a-hole guy comes out to yell at us about his window. Then back to Xavier, still on his knees. The dog is sitting up now. Xavier's glistening like he's been misted with olive oil. And homage to the, is it homage or homage? I'm gonna say homage to the volleyball scene from Top Gun. Highway to the danger zone. It's good. It's good stuff. He lifts the bottom of his shirt to wipe sweat off his face. You can see his whole stomach in HD. His so stupid. His six-pack abs crunch like an accordion. It's glorious. Then that part of the clip repeats in slow motion. In slow motion. Oh my god, the person who took this video was good. They understood the assignment. The whole thing was a cinematic masterpiece, start to finish. I went straight to the comments. Why am I jealous of an unconscious pug? That's the best place, by the way, the comment section of almost anywhere. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube videos, the comment section. It never misses. BRB, locking myself in a hot car. How many times did I watch the end? Yes. Even Abby, I was like, Abby, what are you on social media or something that you would know the intricacies of modern day comment sections? Is like hold my beer kind of thing, you know? So funny. I put a hand over my mouth to cover my laugh. Oh, he was gonna hate this. I could keep reading and reading, but you guys, oh, pick up the book. What's wrong with it? What is the problem? What do y'all have to say? There's nothing wrong with the book so far, unless the dad becomes a complete D-bag, you know? What's the issue? What is the issue? I don't see it. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. So perfect. It's perfect. I'm on chapter 33. I'll read off camera now. Oh, it's so sweet. This book is so sweet.
Xavier? Would you still want me if I was a worm?
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
He pulled his face back and looked at me, amused.
Am I also a worm?
No, just me. He blew a long breath through his nose like he was thinking about this seriously.
Well, if you were a worm, things would change.
How?
You would want to do worm things. You would have worm needs.
So, no?
So, I would take care of you. I'd learn everything there is to know about worms. I'd become a worm expert. I'd put you in a flower pot. I'd make sure your soil was warm and you were safe. I'd set you on a windowsill, but not too high, so you wouldn't be scared.
He started kissing me again. Gentle little pecks around my face.
I wouldn't know if you still understood me, but I'd talk to you anyway.
Kiss.
I'd play music I know you like, and I'd plant flowers for you.
Kiss.
I'd decorate your pot with seashells. I would never leave you alone. I'd take you with me everywhere. I'd have your lava lamp and a bottle of Merkel's mustard, where you could see it from your pot.
You'd keep buying Merkel's for me?
No, I'd buy it because it's the best.
I smiled up at him, his hair hanging over his eyes. I think this is the only right answer, I whispered.
Just trying to finish up this book really quickly. Oh, something sad and bad just happened. A little tear kind of came out of me. Nothing too gutturally heartbreaking that I need to be sobbing about it. I'm waiting for Kristen Hannah to do that to me soon, hopefully. Things have gone a little south, but not for the relationship. Xavier and Samantha are okay so far, and for all I know, that the very next page something terrible could happen. But anyway, things have taken a turn, and it's just like, oh, this sucks. It really sucks. A goodbye of sorts. Guys, so I finished the book a couple hours ago, so I was able to sit with it for a little while. I don't think it's a 5-star read. I don't know. I feel like I still have to like simmer and stew with it, but there's this one thing that I just could not contend with when it came to the female main character's father. You can imagine what that could possibly be, but it really frustrated me and I found it incredibly just so wrong and just, I mean, I kind of already said it earlier. Okay, I'll tell you guys. Stop. I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. Since you're pulling, you know, don't twist my arm for this. Okay, seriously, not funny, but like the father, he was going out on dates with other people. I just don't get it. I thought the thing said the vows are till death do you part in sickness and in health. She's not dead and she's clearly sick in, you know, some regard. And yeah, so that was the one thing that I was like, oh, this sullied this book for me a little bit. I was like, Abby Jimenez, do you view it okay that, you know, a husband of 34 years could do that to their wife? Yeah, just really kind of like it changed my mood. Any interaction that the children had with the father or the father had with the wife, it just was like, I don't, you know, I'm not happy about this. So that was the main thing that I was like, I can't feel like a 5-star read should be something that you're like, even though I think I won't be picking this up and I'm like, about it, I still feel a little bit like downtrodden about it. So I don't know if I can really give this 5 stars. It's definitely in the 4s. I'll have to think about it a little bit more, and maybe when summer comes around in June when I do my wrap up, the rating might be a little different, but it was a happy ending for our 2 main characters, Xavier and Samantha. It was really hard. It really tested their relationship, the distance. At the end of the day, love won, and you see that that's what the man, Xavier, prioritized above all else after he had a conversation with somebody. So yeah, I really enjoyed it and I would read it again, and I do recommend this book for any and everybody. Not much spice in there. Appreciated that so much, Abby. Like, I'm on a first name basis with the author now. But yeah, I just I really liked it. Yeah, I'm still sitting with it because it was a heavy book at certain points and lots of important messages and heavier topics and things like that. So yeah, I think she weaved and bobbed, did her thing very well in this particular book, and yeah, I had a good time with it, even though I'm still like, I just got off of that roller coaster ride of a book. So on to the next one. I'll be reading Great Big Beautiful Life next with my book club, so definitely join. The info will be in the pinned comment and in the description box. But yeah, I'm very excited to kind of just go into a new read with everybody and see if, you know, we'll find another 5-star. I mean, I didn't say this was 5 stars, but you get it. Anywhoosies, thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. I hope you had fun. Let me know if you have any video ideas or anything that you might want to see coming from me in the next, you know, few weeks and whatnot for summer, etc., etc. Try to think of a book for June, because we do have to pick a book for June. I don't know if we should start Such a Feat like War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I believe that's him. I don't know if that should be a book club kind of book, because we have been doing romances non-stop. They've been very light, fluffy, fun reads. Maybe we can do a classic. Whatever you guys want, give me some ideas and I'll poll everybody so that way we can get the consensus out there. But thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you do. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming content. And of course, I will see you very soon.
We find ourselves starting from